Listen. Do you mind if I put my 2 cents in?
No, I don't mind.
Call the police immediately.
I don't get it.
No idea what you're talking about. Yes? Hello? Hi, stranger.
I want ham and eggs and flapjacks with lots of butter and syrup and coffee. I'll take the coffee now.
Why are you coming with me? Rain.
Where's my dough?
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Vibes and Stuff Live in the Morning. It is your host, Chuck Allen, with your host, Uncle Freezy. Coming to you live on a Friday. Yes, I said Friday, January 20th. How are my vibrant ones doing this morning?
What's good, boss?
How'd you like my Mr. Rogers intro this morning?
Them. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Yeah, man. It is Friday, ladies and gentlemen. It is the weekend.
Baby.
Some of y'all just had that money hit that direct deposit.
Them.
Some of you getting that check later on. It's Friday, folks. What we got going on?
Yo. Shout out to Direct Deposit, bro.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Direct Deposit. Bro. Shout out to Direct Deposit.
It's nothing like it. When you got that direct deposit, buddy, you don't have to worry about nothing.
Them.
I remember those days going in the office. So when we getting the checks?
Yes, I was just about to say that, bro.
What time them checks come?
Yeah.
Because I got things to do. What's going on?
I got things to do, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, I do. Shout out to Direct Deposit because I remember the days back in the 80s when the check man used to come roll around in the little bit. Well, right there. Hey, I'll tell you what they remind you of. You know how you go in the grocery store and they got the big shopping cart and a little shopping cart?
Yeah.
And so Checkmate used to come with a little shopping cart, right? And they used to have all the checks in alphabetical order with his dumb self. He have the check in checks in alphabetical order, so he be zigzagging all around the office. And one day I told him, and it almost got me fired, right? Because I was a new guy. This is like way back in the day, way back in the day, way back in the day. Like, bro, why don't you sort the checks by department and then put a rubber band around it, and then as you go through department, you put it in order that you go down the row. Right?
Right.
It's an old man, though. It's an old man. Right? You will come in here and tell me how to do my job.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He used to go like say for instance, if your last name was Yarborough, you was getting your check last.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if your first name was Abbott, you get your check first. So long story short, old man still didn't pay me no attention. When he retired, they changed the system. They put cubbies on the wall, which was still not safe or right, but they gave everybody cubbies And so they would put your check in the cubby, and along with company newsletters and stuff like dress code stuff and HR stuff that, you know what I'm saying? So everybody had to get their little cubby. Now, here's the thing.
Man.
How the hell you put, yeah.
Would you put my check in no cup? You better put that in my hand.
In my hand. It just, bro. Companies have come. Technology has come a long way, boss. Long story short, I remember going to my cubby, and I couldn't find my check. The fool throwing the checks in there. He threw it on. So, come to find out, my check on the floor. Like, you know, you check your cubby. I'm like, my check is on the floor behind me because the cubby is like, it's like, you know, at the post office, one person be on one side putting stuff in the cubby. Yeah.
And then tossed it through.
Yeah. I'm like, yo, why you ain't throw the dress code on the floor? You know what I'm saying?
No, my money on the floor?
Is you crazy? Always a young dude tweaking high. He in there high putting, and we know he was one of the dudes that we first ever seen with the walk. You remember Walkmans?
Of course.
I don't know if you call it Walkman or Walkmans with an S on it, but he was like the first person with the little metal band going around. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And so he'd be putting the stuff in them boxes, doing them all fast. But he'd be back there listening to White Snake. He'd be back there listening to Rat.
Listening to glam metal.
Yeah.
Glam rock.
Yeah. back there listening to damn Guns N' Roses. Which the Guns N' Roses first album, All BS Aside, really good album, right? He back there listening to Axl Rose, throwing people paychecks on the floor. I don't care if it is $88. Them my $88. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, man. So hey, so while we on that thing, man, let me ask Chuck, what's in your cup? What's in your? Oh, you know what? Maybe I should cue it up. Maybe I should say, "Hey, Chuck, what's in your cup?" And then I should probably do this, right? Bim. It ain't the same thing, but kinda.
Yeah. Strawberry, blueberry, sparkling water. Man, that water gave me a little boost this morning. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. I rock with you guys on the after party. Shout out to Cully. Shout out to Subliminal 209. Then I rock with you for the most part on Knicks at Night with Adam and Nev, the Destroyer, or and then you back up. Cause y'all rock for like 2 hours.
Yeah, like 2 hours. And they wanted to still rock. But nah, man.
And then you back up this morning.
Live and stuff, live in the mornings. And then after this, I'm gonna rock. I'm gonna do some. After this, I'm gonna do some Lawrence Tears, and then do some All Mexed Up, and then get ready for the game at 7:30.
And you was talking about taking that ride and work.
Running train. No, I wouldn't work now. I definitely be off, right? But do that ride maybe like if I'm going to Atlanta, what I would have done is probably wrapped up with you, went in there, went straight to sleep, took a nap.
Okay.
Right. And then got up like maybe 12, got straight on the road. You know what I'm saying? And on the way down there would have found me, you know, a telly like right outside Atlanta, like maybe 30 minutes outside Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? And then took that ride to Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? Got the parking pass, you know, park the whip. So I don't know which whip. I'm joking, of course, man, but I don't know which whip I would have drove. Love Marcy, but probably would have drove. I don't know. It depends. It depends on how you be feeling. Like, how you feeling? Right. You feeling aggressive? You know what I'm saying? Getting the Cayenne and drive hunting. You know, a car fast when you touch the gas and the car butt be wiggling.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that thing got some torque.
Yeah. But I don't like that. I don't like driving sports cars like or sporty cars long distance. Even though on the inside, man, luxury cars, bro. Luxury cars is something, bro.
Yeah,
they something. On the inside, it's like sitting in a living. It's not even like sitting in a cockpit, because if you ever been in a cockpit, you know, people are like, yo, man, it's like sitting in a cockpit. Nah, man, you sit in a cockpit, just look like a man uncomfortable with a whole bunch of computers. Nah, but that like ain't nothing like sitting. Man, listen.
In my opinion, the older Lexuses and the older Mercedes had some of the best seats for luxury cars. Like the LS 400, 430, 460. I haven't ridden in the new joint, the 500 and 600. I haven't ridden in them. But older Mercedes 600 SELs, S600s, S550s, all of those seats were uber comfortable.
Right.
Believe it. Well, I don't know if this was considered. I think it was considered a luxury vehicle. GM had it down packed too. Older Cadillacs and the Pontiac Bonneville was like sitting in a glove. Like those seats were extremely comfortable. You almost fall asleep sometimes. Like long distance driving.
Yeah.
Oh man. But listening to you talking about Porsche Cayennes and Mercedes. So
right. Bro. Let me tell Chuck. I know you know what you're talking about, bro. I know. Soon as you start naming them type of cars, I'm like, yeah, this man right here done been there and done that. Right. So Finger is in the building.
Yes, sir.
But I've never owned a Cadillac. But
really?
Nah, I ain't no.
I know that's absolutely possible, and I know you're telling the truth.
Right.
But looking at you, listening to all of the great stories that you've told, I was like, this dude has had to at least have an Eldorado in his life.
At least 4 Cadillacs, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Well, you know what? I'll keep it real with you.
Mm-hmm.
In 2010, I think was the year. I think it was 2010. No, it wasn't 2010. It was 2013. In 2013, I left the company.
Unc left the company, then he leaves. the show. What's up with that? Okay. As we wait for to come back, shout out to my guy Soulfinger. Yeah, but there we go.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I got booted for some reason. That was weird. StreamYard. What? Y'all gonna make me shop for options. But anyway, yeah, I left a company in 2013.
Right.
And I had a little bit of money.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom's was buying a car. And I went up to the place where she was buying her car. And she was so proud. She was so proud, right? She bought a BMW. That's her, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to tell all her business, right? I ain't telling all her business, but I'll just say she bought a BMW from this place in our area. And she was so proud. And she was like, it was kind of like one of them things, come see me buy my dream car, but I really need one of y'all to drive my car home type of deals.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Not the new car, but drive her old car home.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I go up there and I got my baby girl with me, who I'm so proud of. I think she might have been, my baby girl might have been like 15 at the time or 14 at the time. She was right at the age where she can almost envision driving. So she might have been like 14, right?
Right.
And at the time, I'm driving a very crispy, very almost new Chrysler 300.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And for the money, the pound for pound, Chrysler 300s ain't no joke. Let me tell y'all something right now.
Very nice.
Because people used to be, oh, you driving that fake Phantom? Hey, get in this fake Phantom and see. I mean, I will buy a 300 right now. Right? But look, so as I go, I pull up in my silver Chrysler 300
nice
with
color.
the black tinted windows.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And how I know I'm official tissue is it's wood grain everything on the inside. So it's silver with the mahogany brown wood grain on the inside and the matching silver leather on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm official tissue. I had the car for like 3 years.
Okay.
And I struggled. Chuck, I ain't gonna lie. I struggled to make the car payment on it. I was probably, when I pulled up right then, I was probably late on my car payment right then. Right. But whatever, right? Whatever. We all listen. We all human. We all human. We all go through stuff. I ain't scared to share certain stuff, man, with everybody. I'm a real person. Right. I pull up and I'm like, where you at? She like, I'm at the, what's the name? I'm like, I'm here too. She like, no, you at the wrong end. I'm at the other end down here with the luxury cars. So me and my baby get out of my car and we walk down to what he at. And what we realize is we parked in the Escalade lot.
Okay. And
we start walking down towards, and I'm like, oh my God. These Escalades are beautiful.
Yes.
When I tell you beautiful, man. So the street that the dealership is on is like a big, busy street, and cars just going by. All kind of raggedy cars going by. Dudes, young fellas in raggedy cars bumping their music. Boom, 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 boom. You know what I'm saying? They're going by, and it's like it's like a Toyota to sell with 18s in the back. or a Honda Civic with 4 18s in the trunk. So anyway, I'm walking down through the Escalades, right? And Chuck, I'm gonna tell you this, and it's gonna make you laugh and kind of giggle mentally at the same time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which should be the same thing, but it's not, right? My daughter, I look around, because my daughter and I, we do this weird thing, like we'll hold hands like when we walk in. And she's like 14. She don't need to hold my hand. She a grown woman in her mind, but she walking with her daddy. You know what I'm saying? And I feel. I'm like, oh snap, where's she at? I turn around, and she is hugging an Escalade, right? And I'm like, Chica, what's wrong with you? And she's like, Daddy, look at it. And I'm like, Chica, please don't scratch this car. This is me. You know me. I'm always thinking about money, right? Please don't scratch this car. Chuck, we see the most beautiful paint job we have ever seen in our life. Mm-hmm. It's a chocolate brown Escalade. Ooh. Right? Now think about nowadays, right? Think about nowadays is, is it red or blue? What color? Red, blue, black, silver, white. You know what I'm saying? We look, and it's a chocolate brown Escalade. Chocolate. Not brown. Now give me the brown one. No. It's like a milk chocolate Escalade, Chuck. Right? It's got the panoramic ceiling, right? Right? And we look in the window. Guess what color the seats are?
They are the tan or the cream, something like that.
Peanut butter.
Oof. Oof.
So my daughter is like, Pops, this car looks like a Reese cup. Right? A Reese cup Escalade, Chuck. The dude come out, right? And this is sometimes this is how sometimes I have a problem with my people. Right? Okay. Black dude come up, salesman. He like maybe a few years older than me, maybe like 10 or 12 years older than me. He like, man, that's a beautiful car, ain't it? You think you can afford it? Now, mind you, Chuck. Now, I might not have all the money to buy it straight cash, but at that moment, I had just got, so maybe my car payment wasn't late. Maybe my car payment was on, but at that time, I had separated from a job. I had just a few things happened to me at once. So I think I probably had about $14,000 in the bank, and I had like $400 in my pocket. Now, hey y'all, and so for the chat, I know y'all like $13,000 ain't nothing. That ain't nothing. I could spend that in a day. Well, for me, that's life-changing money at the time. That was life-changing money. You know what I'm saying? And $400 in my pocket, you couldn't tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? 400, man, if Mo let me walk around with $400 right now, I'll be proud of myself. You know what you need $400 for? Here, take this $50. You know what I'm saying? I'm joking. She won't do me quite like that, but something like,
something.
I'm like, and I'm like, yo, why you ask me that? You don't think I can afford it? Why you ask me? Like, yo, man. And then he tried to get all higher learning. Man, a lot of brothers come up here, man, and they be trying to buy stuff they can't even afford. Right. And I'm like, before this dude asked me my name, this dude is like trying to play me like I can't afford an Escalade. Right? And you know what, Chuck? He was absolutely right, except I didn't need him to tell me that.
Right.
And my daughter right there. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm like, go get the keys.
Uh-oh.
You know what I'm saying? So I fell into his trap.
Yeah, he set you up hook, line, and sinker, sir.
So, like, go get the keys. So he go get the keys. And you know what I'm saying? And he take a long time. He take like 20 minutes. We out there waiting. Because I know he walk around. I'm like, he out here. And I got on like a cut off. Otherwise is in the building. So Chuck, he go get the keys. It take him like 20 minutes. I'm like, yo, what, you know. So me and the baby, we sit. And he like, hey man, you know, here's the keys right here. You know, man, give me the keys, man. I know what I'm doing. So he give me the keys, right? I get in the thing. I don't even know how to start it. Right? I don't even know how to start. Because mind you, this is about the time where we go from. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Hold on, give me a second. I'll show you what I'm talking about.
Okay, it must be starting to push start. So if this was 2013, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, boss. So Chuck, he gave me the key, right? So he gave me the key, and the thing looked like this, right? So he gave me the thing, it's something like this, right? So I'm like, what am I gonna do? Chuck, I'm looking at now. Look, y'all, look. The dude standing there, the dude standing there looking at me, right? And I'm looking at the thing like, what do I do with this? I'm looking at like the red. Yeah. I'm looking at like the red thing on it, like, you know what I'm saying? Because before that, keys used to look like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I got the joint, right? I'm sitting. I'm like, I don't need to turn it on. I know it worked. So I close the door and he's standing out there. And my daughter is like, Daddy, he looking at us. And I'm like, let him look. He'll be all right. She on one side, I'm in the driver's seat. I see the thing glowing like it's looping around the thing, like looping. And it's like got the little push to start thing on it. And so I take a deep breath. Chuck. And so I'm still trying to figure out what to do with the fat key, right? And so I put it in the cup holder. I see the push to start thing. And I'm like, hey baby, hit the button. And she touched the button and it don't hardly do nothing. And he's saying something. I was, yeah. And I'm like, hey, you got to hold it. Just press it and hold it for a second. And then, so she do that and it just busts off. What? Like it make this initial throttle up and then you don't hear nothing else. And she's like, is it on? And I'm like, yeah, it's on. But Chuck, inside that Escalade, it was so quiet, bro. It was like a library. You know? You can hear it come, what? And we in there, and the leather is so, and so we talk. I'm like, what you think? She's like, Pops, man, I love it. We gonna get it? And I'm like, no. we're not gonna get it. And the reason why we didn't get it was for one, we couldn't afford it. For two, we didn't need it.
Absolutely.
At that time. And three, my brother and I, my little brother that passed away like 3 years ago, he and I had just the day before committed to starting a business together. Right? So we committed to starting a business, a transport business together to take what it is for those that were disabled and couldn't get up and move around, and they didn't have transportation to their doctor's appointments.
Right.
What we would do is our transportation company would take people to their doctor's appointments. You know what I'm saying? You know, we had a little transport business, right? That ain't hardly made no money, but whatever. So we didn't get it. Nothing to do. Thank you, man, for, you know what I'm saying? He like, yeah, man, you know, a lot of brothers come up here, man, to be like, man, I don't care about a lot of brothers, bro. I don't care about a lot of brothers. I don't buy stuff for a lot of brothers. This ain't the time. This ain't the time for you to get on your speech about, yo, the black man should be trying. Nah, this ain't the time, bro. This ain't the time for that. You know what I'm saying? Not with me. Not with me. It ain't. Because for the most part, I'm responsible with how I do things. Because in life, for the most part, and I know it's terrible to say out loud, but for the most part, I've been a failure. Like all my life, I try and fail. I try and I fail. And then, you know, I have a little success and people look at me like I've been successful my whole life. Nah, it's because I try a lot and I try really hard. You know what I'm saying? And so when my successes come, you know what I'm saying? People look at me like, man, you got a silver spoon in your mouth. Me? If you don't stop, bro, you know what I'm saying? I looked at the Escalade, but then after that,
silver spoon. Boy, I tell you.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, yeah, man. But my mom, no, I get out the Escalade, I go down with my mom. She had called my phone, blowing my phone up. Where you at? My brother down there, he all cheesing. My brother, you know, rest his soul, man. He ain't never spent money on nothing. Like he was be like, he the dude, like he used to be the dude with the mindset with, that's how they get you. Why the buffet $8? The buffet down the street $7. That's how they get you. And I'm like, bro, just pay the damn dollar and then eat the damn food. You know what I'm saying? Pierre Moise is in the building. What's good? My brother used to be like we had like, just real quick. My brother was the dude in the mindset where, Chuck, you know how you said, just because you could do something good don't mean you know how to run a business. Remember the restaurant where you said you filling up the takeout container until it busts open? That's him. Yes. That's when you said that, I related right to it. I'm like, I know who exactly you talking about. He talking about my little brother that going to be with the Lord. That's who he talking about. You know what I'm saying? That's who he talking about right there. Because me and him used to hustle. Like I got an idea from another dude, one of my homeboys that passed away too young from complications from diabetes. Right? One of my homeboys, he passed away for complications from, but he used to tell me, yo, Uncle Freezy, you know how you make money? Measure everything down to the milligram. Everything has a price, right? If you giving stuff away, remember that's coming from you. That ain't coming from your heart. That's coming from your pocket. And I was like, wow, what? He was like, yeah. What you think? How you think? He got a business degree. I've got a business degree. We all went to school for business. And I know these things, but I got away from it because I've been around people who didn't go to business school. They're like, yo, no, man, Uncle Freezy, you got, man, why you being so cheap with stuff, man? You got to give it away. Yep, you giving it away. You ain't giving it from your heart. You giving it from your pocket. You know what I'm saying? And I know that sounds cutthroat. It sounds greedy. But no, that's not it. That's not it. He's saying, you know, basically, that's how a lot of businesses go out of business. Like me, like I told my brother, I was like, yo, me and him used to hustle, right? He used to be like, yo, we're going to do rib baskets and we're going to give them all the fries they can eat. No, I'm saying he like, yo, we gonna fill up their plate, and I'm like, yo, you know how we can get people, coming back? Buy a cheap product and give that away. Like, so we used to sell leg quarter sandwiches with fries, right? Fries and light bread and one Tabasco packet in each thing. Like, why are you giving them one? Bro, trust me, this is gonna work. So Chuck, we used to go to your favorite store, the Winn-Dixie. We go to the Winn-Dixie and get a 25-pound box of leg quarters and have our and clean them leg quarters out, man, the night before, and season them up like the night before and put them in them big tubs you get from Walmart, the big totes.
The clamps on the side, yes sir.
Yeah, and fill them up with ice and put all the leg quarters in there. After, like, we'll put the leg quarters in a bag, like 5 pounds in each bag, and then fill up that thing and then put ice on it, let it sit out for the night, and then go the next day and sell leg quarter sandwiches with fries and a Sam's Club drink for $5.
Great deal.
Chat, y'all know y'all love them Sam's Club cola. Ice cold.
Mr. Pibb.
Yeah.
Lemon lime.
Yeah.
Grape.
Yeah.
Black cherry. Oh, yeah.
Black cherry. Yep. And so what we would do is, like, we'd spend, I'd be like, yo, how much money you got? He'd be like, $40. And I'm like, yo, how you gonna hustle with $40, bro? He's like, I need to hustle. That's why I only got $40. And I'm like, okay. So I'll take $160 and put to it. And me and him will go shopping, buy the leg quarters, everything. Everything gonna come out of this $200. Everything. We ain't getting no money from nowhere else. He went, but we need more grease. Hey, man, hey. Well, what? You better come up with some more money. I ain't got no money. Well, sorry.
Right.
Because he the one that feel like if he put in 40 when it comes time to split, what I'm saying, whatever we made, we got to split it 50-50.
Oh, word?
50?
I don't know. That math don't work for me.
I put in 80%, but when it comes time to split it 50-50. Come on, Chuck. You got people like that, Chuck.
Of course.
That's my little I'm not selling.
Yeah, his little brother, man. You let it slide.
What I'm saying? He ain't here to call me a liar, because cats like that. Cats like that. Oh, he lying. I gave him $42 and drove my truck. We drove my truck. That count for something. That's my gas. Driving my car. Okay. All right. Whatever.
All right.
It's still 220s. But anyway. Anyway, we would do something like that. Take $200 and maybe turn it into, $600.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I get my, I get my 160 back. He get his 40 back. And then we'll split like the 300, 300 a piece, right? And that'd be the hustle. And then I'll be like, yo, instead of you taking this 300, yo, let me keep 200 of it. We'll put it away. And then that way, the next time we do something, we'll take 100 of it and split 50-50. You always talking about 50-50. You always talk about 50-50. It's two people, right? Two people into 100% mean 50-50.
So it sounds like me.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like to most people. Except you don't trust me, man. Next time we do it, we get. Yeah. So and then Chuck. So you give your man. You like, yo, okay, I can't tell you what to do with the money. You're grown up, but this 300 I made, I'm setting it to the side. Don't ask me for it. Don't be talking about no. So I put the 300 to, I got, you know, I used to have a Bible, you know what I'm saying, that I would put my money in. Like I put that money inside the Bible and wouldn't touch it in the cabinet. I wouldn't touch it.
Right.
Later on that night, my man is like, yo, let me borrow your car. I'm gonna go up to Charlotte and holler at this chick. My car? Yeah.
The unlitigated gall.
At the time, I think I don't know if it was the 300 or the F-150. It was one of them. It was one of them. It don't matter. It don't matter which car it was, right? And I'm not saying that I have a lot of cars and all that. I'm talking about the car that I was driving at the time. I never had like a bunch of cars, like a bunch of good cars. I would have like one really good car and then a bunch of lemons that I'll be working on, trying to sell them or something, flip them or something.
Right.
But long story short, we go see my mom. My mom is sitting out there in front of her BMW. She's so proud, right? She's so proud. My son comes up there too. So my son gets my grandmother's car and drive it to her house, and she is so proud of him because he just started driving. So it's like that family moment where the grandma get to watch her grandbaby drive her car home, and she get to drive off in her brand new BMW, and she deserved it. She deserved it because she been through a lot too. You know what I'm saying? Brand new BMW. Right. Ain't never had a car like that. That's her dream car. And you know what I'm saying? Me and my baby get back in our car. It was a 300 at the time. Mm-hmm. We get back in our car, man. It was, you know, we go home, and I'm in my mind, I'm saying, when I get the chance to go get me a whip, I'm definitely gonna get something better than that Escalade just because of what dude said to me. So it's like a motivation. So
yes, sir.
So my thing from then on was, even though that dude was a jerk to me twice, right? But he didn't know it because I went up one time. I just needed a car. And you know what I'm saying? And I don't think he recognized me. He was like kind of like a jerk the next time. But yeah, man. So from then on, but yeah, Chuck, I never had a Cadillac, bro. But I sat in one before. I mean, I sat in plenty of Cadillacs, right? Because my mom has one right now. She's got one and whatever, and not telling too much of her business, right?
Right.
But she's got one, and it's nice and sporty. But I'm just not a fan of the new Cadillacs. You know what I'm saying?
The new Cadillacs. I'm gonna say this. Yes, I am more of a fan of the older Cadillacs. Like till this day, I still want a 02, the 06 Cadillac Escalade. I've always liked that model, that style. The 07s and even the new ones, they're nice.
They're nice looking, bro.
They're nice, but I prefer that. I prefer that style. I love the old STSs, Eldorados.
We're talking about with the Cadillac engines in them. I mean, I'm sorry, with the Corvette engine. Is that the one with the Night Star? Not On Star.
The North Star. Those
North Star,
the North Star engines were terrible engines.
Yeah.
They were terrible engines.
Yeah.
The gaskets leaked all the time.
Yeah.
Because we had one of each. We had an STS and an Eldorado, and both of the engines had gasket problems. But comfort, feeling luxurious, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then anything from the early 80s to late 70s, Cadillac wise, I love.
From 77 to about 81, I think Cadillac was in a bag. That's just my preference. Like the Brougham.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Bruh.
Oh yeah. Cadillac Brougham. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my homeboy used to say Broham.
Everybody said Broham.
Yeah.
Everybody used to say Broham.
Broham. Yeah.
Man. Cadillac.
Like Brougham has two H's. Broham. No, ain't no two H's in there. So, but yeah, man.
They came a dime a dozen. My last car. Well, no, my last car was the police Caprice. So, but before that, the 82 Coupe de Ville.
Oh,
money green
Coupe de Ville
with the gold package. And for those who don't know, gold package is when you have the gold reefs, the gold grill, the gold trim in the back, white top, white leather interior. 60-something thousand original miles.
Yeah.
$500.
Wow. You stole that from somebody.
Older woman that we were doing work for. Husband passed away maybe like a year and a half prior to that.
Right.
It was just sitting in the garage. She came to my uncle and she was like, do you think you can get rid of this car for me? And he was like, well, sure. How much you want for it? She said, I don't know, maybe $500. That Friday, as soon as my uncle put that cash in my hand, I walked straight over to that lady.
Yep.
I'll take it. My uncle was like, you already got a car.
Ain't had no money for gas. And couldn't eat nothing for dinner. Ain't had no I'm joking with you. I don't know. I'm saying if that was me, that's probably would have been me. Like
no, I didn't have no money. I didn't have no money
to do nothing.
I'm working with my uncle because I don't have a real job.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I know this is a quick hustle. Drive some trucks for them. Clean up a job site. I'll make some money.
Right.
I was like, oh yeah, I'm definitely buying this.
Yeah, man.
You just got a car. I was like, yeah, but I don't got this one.
Yeah, now I got two. You know what I'm saying?
Now I have two. I have a economy car and I got a car that drink gas. Boy, that thing drink gas.
Drink premium too, by the way.
Which is important. People assume you could just go ahead and put that regular unleaded in there. That what is it, 89?
Talking about that lawnmower gas.
Yeah.
If people be putting that 87 in the Escalade.
Man, something wrong with my carburetor. No, it's the gas.
Yeah, it's gas.
This is gas. You can't use that gas.
Yep.
But yeah, man, I've always appreciate them. They've always been around. Everyone that I knew either had that or a Lincoln, some kind of Lincoln Continental,
and a
Lincoln
sunroof Cadillac. Everybody, yeah, man.
Yeah, man. The Mark 8s.
Oh,
like that. Yeah.
Chuck, I remember the Mark IV. I remember dudes used to get the blue, the navy blue Lincoln Mark IV.
Right.
I was about 11. I was about 11 or 12 years old, maybe 13. The navy blue. It's like how colors go with certain cars. It's like how if you got a Lincoln Navigator in the early 2000s, it had to be silver. Remember the silver Lincoln Navigators? In like 2000, 2001, everybody had to have the silver one with the. Everybody around here had to have the silver one with the sunroof in it. And it's like that Lincoln, the Mark IV. And the reason why you had to get the navy blue Mark IV is because the baby blue Mark IV came with the baby blue interior. And so you would open up that navy blue Mark IV and see that. And see, baby blue is not really a color. You know what I'm saying? Because what's the difference between navy blue and sky blue? Right? Because even back then, I'm calling it baby blue, but it wasn't even baby blue. They used to call it powder blue. Right? The blue used to be so soft looking, like the sky.
Yeah.
I think now we call it sky blue, right? Is that the color? Or do we call it
powder blue?
No, I think we call it periwinkle now. I think
periwinkle
is the color they call it now. Like it's got one name. You hear periwinkle, you're like, oh, that's sky blue. but anyway, it's bro. You used to open. My homeboy had one, and it got stolen. We know who stole it, but then you call the police. The dude's gonna come beat you up. You're like, dang, you stole my car. Anyway, bro. When you got inside that thing, Chuck, it was like the most luxurious thing. I remember being 11 years old. Now, remember when you get in the Mark IV, you had to fold the driver's seat down so you can get in the back. Remember that? Yeah. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God, bro. Come on. Yo.
Yeah.
Man. Chuck, you sat in the back seat and it was like you just felt special.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When you're 11, 12 years old, you sit in the back of a Mark IV. And I think the Mark IVs had the wheel hump in the back.
Yes, they did.
Bruh. Man, listen, man. Oh. So figure like, yo, crazy how people get the car with it that need the premium gas and put in the cheap gas. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Things have come so far, brother. You know what I'm saying? You just and even technology, bro. Technology itself has come along so far, man.
It definitely has. It definitely has. I remember in 80, I believe it was like 89, my uncle bought a car called a Buick Riviera. And we just swore that car was the future. Because it was the first car I've ever seen with the touchscreen radio. It controlled everything, the climate, everything.
Yeah.
And we used to lie and tell other kids that the car could talk like Kit.
Yeah.
Because they didn't, y'all got a TV in there.
Yep.
But back then that was big technology. That was big technology. I want to say it had heads up on windshield too. I think like it had the head up display, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. I remember though. I think that was. I think the Rivieras were the first ones that I remember that had a odometer that didn't run across the dashboard. Remember odometers used to either have the gauge in a cheap car, but then they had the odometer that would go, or they had a line of numbers that went across the dashboard. Remember them? Or maybe that. Yeah. Oh man. That is beautiful on the inside, bro. Yeah, man. That was beautiful on the inside. We thought we was doing something, Chuck.
Oh man.
You know where that come from, right? I think that come from a dude named John DeLorean. Remember DeLorean? You ever heard the name DeLorean? You heard the name DeLorean?
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you heard the name DeLorean. Not from the DeLorean car, but how he designed cars for GM.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, bro. Him and a dude named Lee Iacocca. What Lee Iacocca did with Ford? If it wasn't for Lee Iacocca, I think Ford would be dead today, bro.
Yeah, because Ford was messing up.
Bad.
They were messing up bad.
Bad.
They were making terrible cars.
Right. And instead of the cars, they throwaway cars was selling hand over fist, right? And then they big cars couldn't sell wood. Like people forget that they made the Mustang for chicks. Remember they're like, yo, we're gonna make this lady's car, you know what I'm saying? So stay-at-home moms can have something to drive to the store. But our big brand is Thunderbird.
Thunderbird.
Man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. They trying to push Thunderbird down people's throat and everybody buying Mustangs.
Right. Thunderbird, they never got that right. They never got that right.
They never got it right.
In my opinion.
Nope. For one, they made it too big. Right.
Right.
I understand big, powerful muscle car type, but when you look at GTOs are a muscular Roadrunners.
Yeah, they're more compact. Yeah.
Yeah. Thunderbirds. I remember my pops brought one. My pops, man, he passed away. It seemed like everybody I talk about, man, but anyway, my pops in 1980. I remember I think it was 1987. My pops had fell on hard times. Like 3 years before, he bought this thing called a Ford Tempo. I don't know if y'all remember Ford Tempos or not, but
Ford Tempos were before the Escorts. Yeah.
Yeah. And this is the pre-RoboCop era. I call it the RoboCop era. Like legit cars got into a bubble status, like around RoboCop, right? My pops had fell on hard times. He was drinking kind of heavy. You know what I'm saying? Stuff was happening at his job he didn't like. He stressed. And honestly, when I look back on it, I think he was having like some type of mental health issue, right? Okay. Now, I'm not saying anything drastic one way or the other. I'm not being disrespectful to the dead. I'm not trying to disrespect him or my family. What I'm saying is, you know how we have issues and we all try to find a way to cope with our issues. Right. So I don't know what his issue was, but I knew that he drunk real bad. He used to drink real bad. Right. So his issue might have been just substance abuse, just drinking. You know what I'm saying? Smoke a little pen joint every now and then. You know what I'm saying? A little something, But he and my mom split up. He wrecked his car. Or something happened to it. Wrecked it or sold it or something. But it was a Electra 225. That was our family car. That's what we know. It was a deuce and a quarter if you're from the hood, you know what a deuce and a quarter is.
Absolutely.
Right. So it was silver with the black top, bro. Fire, right? It's funny that he worked at Ford and he drove a deuce and a quarter, right? But just because you work at Ford don't mean you got to drive a Ford car, But he was the same dude that would get all the magazines, like the concept cars, like his homeboy was like him and his homeboy was his friends because they liked the Dodgers, right? Mm-hmm. His homeboy would like let us, they would give us, like my pops would be like, yo, my son love cars. He at home. He say Fords ain't nothing. He want a Porsche. And so his friend, this was like 77, 78, right? Ford had this idea of the Ford Tempo. This is like 5 years before the car come out.
Okay.
He sent me I get the glossy magazine, and I'm talking about, it's on the thick stock paper. Like, it's not like, you know what I'm saying, the Daily News. It's on thick stock magazine, plate paper, all glossy, and they showing all the action shots. They showed me, I get the one of the Mustang, one of my favorite Mustangs of all time, the 84 Mustang, right? Me and Chuck can't.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. Neither one of us can fit in there right now, I don't think. If Chuck driving, I gotta wait till Chuck get back. That's how small the inside is. You know what I'm saying? So I get all these magazines and stuff, and I'm taking the magazine apart and pinning them up on the wall. I go in my homeboy's room, like I visit my homeboys. They got pictures of Grandmaster Caz. Ha ha! Grandmaster Caz in there with like a pair of panties wrapped around his head and an eye patch and a pair of Cazals, you know what I'm saying? And a spike belt going across and a pair of suspenders with no shirt on and wristbands and a pair of tight red leather pants and a athletic support. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Wow. He had the two-door. You remember the two-door?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one. He had the two-door joint. But on our wall, bro, on our wall, I have all the stuff that my pops brought home. So I've been loving cars for a long time, boss. A long time. Been a long time. So Chuck, what's your if they never made the Buick Riviera, what would be your favorite car of all time?
That's tough. That's tough because I don't know if I could
narrow it down, right?
I don't know if I could narrow it down. Cause you're a car collector. You like. Yes. Like, yeah. Okay. If we had to put them into category, like if we did them by category, I wouldn't even do them by year. If we did them by category, if we did American muscle, it's going to be a Pontiac GTO. I just can't.
67 or 68.
I'm 69 GTO /70 GTO guy. Yeah,
get out of here. They was washed up, man. They was washed. They was over the
69 GTO Judge. Nah, man.
Yeah, come on,
nah, man. That car still get $200,000.
Of course it will. I mean, $200,000 if.
Yeah.
If.
Oh yeah. If
it's
original motor, transmission, it has all of its documentations. Yeah, definitely.
Right.
It's one of the GTOs, or 69 Dodge Charger RT.
Is that Dukes of Hazzard?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And I saw a thing on YouTube on how they destroyed about 300 of those cars doing stunts.
Oh, absolutely. I saw that too. I was like, oh, the General Lee, let's watch this.
Yes.
They
destroyed 300 of those, Chuck.
Yes.
They destroyed 300 of them, bro. Destroyed them.
Yep. And there was a guy out there looking to find all of them.
Yep.
All of the destroyed charges from the Dukes of Hazzards, old General Lee's. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Well, of course, because they had to make the car jump every week.
Every
Every
episode,
week the car
they destroying 3 cars every episode.
Yep.
That's crazy.
It's lunacy, in my opinion.
Yes.
Why are you destroying all those cars? But in movie magic, lots of cars get destroyed. I found out how many cars get destroyed during the EPA testing, like safety testing.
Yeah.
Like the new hot car right now is the Ferrari 810 Competition Zone.
Okay.
$10 billion. They had to destroy 8.
What?
They had to 8.
Wow.
That is strictly for testing. They had to give up 8, and they showed like 8 yellow ones, all destroyed, hit on the side, hit in the front, wherever the impact testing is. I was like, oh man.
Man.
What about you? What's your favorite automobile all time, or era?
Okay. So I include cars and trucks in the same thing. Cars, trucks, SUVs, all in the same category, right?
Okay.
Right. For my money, I think I'm just gonna list like 5 of them.
Okay.
But let me make sure I get it right. I just want to. I'm gonna Google it real quick just to make sure. All right. Okay. I'm gonna put it on the screen if I can. All right. If I can find one I'm gonna try to find one that's hey Chuck. Let me see. Oh, okay. I found it. Right. All right. So I'm gonna put it up on the screen. It's gonna make you laugh. I think this is one of the greatest vehicles ever created. Where is it? One of the greatest vehicles ever created. 1951 Ford F1. Right? It's the Sanford & Son truck.
Right.
And for my money, I think it's one of the greatest vehicles ever created, right? Right. And not because of Sanford & Son, but because of the way it looked when you walk up to it. Bro, when you walk up to it, you like, oh my God. Right? You sit in there, it's the very, very distant past and the future of trucks at the same time. Right? Ain't no wood, ain't no wood bed in the back, ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't none of them stupid, unnecessary curves for nothing. Ain't no cheap the The thing I don't like about old cars, right? The thing I don't like about some old cars is some old cars, like your Judge cuts on space for nothing. Like, why are you eliminating space here, but you got a whole bunch of space in the hood area? You know what I'm saying? This is one of the reasons why I don't like the Judge. It's like all this, like when you pop the hood on the Judge, you can legit look on the ground. You know what I'm saying? You could, you know what I'm saying? It's like all this wasted space. And then the back seat, you could have put an infant back there. You know what I'm saying? So why are you using space here? Basically, it's not practical.
No, it was a sports car. It wasn't supposed to be practical.
Right.
Right. And then you have that space because how many cubic inches are you going to go up on that engine?
Right. No,
right.
I get that part. I understand. And plus you need room in there for your mechanics to work. Engineering space. You know what I'm saying? Not just the space to hold stuff, but the space for you to get in there and work on stuff.
Right.
I get it. Right. I get it. I think it so is that another whip I would say I think is probably a Marvel in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Is the Lincoln Navigator.
Which one?
The first one, whenever it came out. Remember, Lincoln came out with a Navigator and a smaller version called the Aviator.
Right. Because they started in 97.
Something like that.
The 97 was the first
but
one.
They wasn't dope in 97. They were good looking, but they didn't really hit their prime until
they went to the second generation.
Yeah.
And that's the 03s, and that's when they introduced the Aviator.
Yeah.
Okay. Those are very nice. If you could find one, if you could find that era, probably the most comfortable seats, most comfortable ride I've ever sat in. Like the seats are so high back and so comfortable. You get the full size cup holder. Like, yeah, man. Very, very nice. You get them you can get them fully optioned out now for a couple of grand. I mean, those were expensive vehicles.
Yeah.
At the time. So to get one with all of the bells and whistles now for like $3,000.
It sounds crazy, right?
Sounds crazy, yeah. Heated seats,
crazy. Everything,
and all that stuff, yeah, man.
Everything, yeah.
Okay, so you got So you're an SUV guy so far.
Yeah, well. I mean,
I know you're a big guy.
Yeah, no, but I got two small cars, right? Two small cars. One of them. So one of the greatest cars ever invented is the Porsche 911. We all know that, right? But the Porsche 911 is not built for everybody. But in terms of cars, the Porsche 911 might be the greatest car ever created. Might be, right? In my mind, whether it's opinion or not, I don't know. But the two other cars that's in my top 5, and I love cars, right? But the Porsche 911, you gotta put it up there, bro. You absolutely have to, even though
too many iconic 911s. There's so many. There's too many to even name the models of 911s from the GT2, GT2 RS,
right?
The Turbo S. They had only one V8 911 What was that joint called? GT3, I believe.
I'm talking about the original Porsche 911, and because there's a lot of them, and they are iconic. But I'm talking about the one based off of the design of the next car I'm about to say, and that is the Volkswagen Beetle. Right? And I'm not talking about like what's under the hood and all that stuff, but I'm talking about the curvature. And in an era where everything was boxy. Remember, we were talking about a boxy era. Remember, we were talking remember how everything was. The Volkswagen Beetle to me is one of the most iconic cars ever built. Right?
It is. It's one of the most recognizable. Yeah, I will put it in the top 10 for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and so my other joint is the Ford Mustang. You cannot go wrong, bro. You can't, in my mind. You can't go wrong with a Ford Mustang, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know it's cheap. People are like, man, Mustangs is cheap. I know. I know Mustangs. I know. Depends. No, I'm talking about in terms of the category that you put them in. You like to put it in a category with a Corvette, though it doesn't belong. Corvette is a completely different category. But for a lot of people, when they think sports cars, they think Mustangs, Vettes, Chargers.
The Stang and the Corvette and the Camaro go together because they're both pony cars.
The Mustang and Camaro probably go together.
Yes, they absolutely go together. They're pony cars. They're the only two pony cars. The Corvette is not. That's a higher level.
Yeah, that's a step up. You're thinking Ford GT now when you're thinking
there
Corvette.
You go.
Yeah,
there you go. Ford GT. Yes.
Yeah.
The Mustang,
which is not even a good car from what I hear. I've never even seen one in person.
Because they didn't sell a lot, and then they were the early generation. You had to get fitted for it like a suit. Yeah. So cars didn't translate. Like you would want to buy one, but if it was made for a shorter guy, like for you, you're 6'5", but if it was made for a guy under 6 feet, you couldn't get in it. You couldn't adjust the seats. You couldn't change anything. Now the newer ones, I got a chance to look at them at the auto show that comes to the Javits Center every year.
Yeah. Wow, I ain't heard that name in a long time. Wow.
Yeah. Those
coming to the Jacob Javits Center. I ain't heard that name in a while, bro.
In a while, right?
Yeah.
I think the Mustang is beautiful in every era except in that 70s era. It started getting funky. It was looking kind of weird. And then you get into the 80s, that Fox body.
Yeah.
That's a classic. That's a classic body style. You can't even find those anymore without guys wanting an arm and a leg for them. To me, the most beautiful Ford Mustangs are in the 60s, 67 fastback, 68 fastback, 69, Boss 309, 65 Cobra, the GT 500. I think all those cars are absolutely gorgeous.
Right.
The one from Gone in 60 Seconds. I think that was the 67 Shelby GT 500.
Yep. John. Yep.
But those are amazing. Those are amazing cars for sure.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Man. When I talk to you about car, hey, yo, now I ain't gonna lie to you. Those cars are iconic. Now, when you're talking about being blown away by a car, and I want to kind of just say this real quick and just move, just you know what I'm saying, see if we can, move on to another topic real quick. Just but man, Chuck, I was at a dealership. No lie. I was at a dealership looking at a Maserati, and I told the Maserati story before. Don't be impressed, everybody. I'm not trying to impress you. Trust me. This is a stupid story. Trust me. I'm not trying to, but I heard the name Maserati, and I'm like, oh my God, it's a Maserati. It's so look at it. It's so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And, and it wasn't beautiful. It was whack, and it was having brake issues. But it was hunted green, and it had like the lime green brake pads, the not brake pads, the lime green disc. So like you could see the rim, and then you could see the disc behind it, and all these different man. We go, but this couple, they look like. What does this couple remind you of? I'm trying to think of somebody that you. Anyway, it was an old white man and an old white woman. They looked like they were in really good shape, but they looked like they were retiring. Right? Dude looked like he was about 70, but in good shape. And his wife looked like she's about 70, but she was in good shape. Right? I see them. They walk past me. They like, hey, big guy. I'm like, hey, y'all, what y'all doing out here in the rain? It was like, and we just having like small talk, right? Like, how we in, and I'm joking, man, we at the beach and it's raining. And his wife, man, this is so romantic. It's at the beach and it's drizzling and we're about to buy our dream car and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah. So I'm looking and all this stuff. And Chuck, the dude is bringing their car up, right? And as he brings the car up, he's got the door open, and he hits a button, and the roof for the vet is coming up to sit. And I'm like, this is some shit out of Transformers right here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, Mo, and I'm looking at Mo. I'm like, man, oh fuck that damn Maserati. Let's get us. Mo like, no, we ain't even get no Maserati. Are you crazy? You get that raggedy ass car, and the car insurance is gonna be more than your monthly payment. And these are the type of things you got to think about when you buy cars, right? The Maserati I was looking at was a piece of shit. It wasn't nothing, right? So, but the name now, mind you, I'm from the hood, so when I hear the name Maserati, I'm like, oh my God, it's a Maserati. So. And then, and I get the email. Like the reason why I went is because I got the email, and as soon as I opened the email, they had a flash. You know how they have the flash player playing, and the flash player was just thumping the Maserati logo, the chrome logo. You know, the pitchfork and all that. And I'm like, oh my God! But anyway, I go. The Maserati is a piece of trash, and it probably would have been the worst purchase I ever made in my life. I was broke not broke, but I couldn't afford to make a stupid purchase. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
But we standing there, and this dude is buying a brand new. And look, Chuck, when I tell you that this Corvette had 2 miles on it, might have had like 2 miles on it, right? Off the train, right? Onto the truck carrier, the car carrier, to their lot, reverse off of that, and into the parking space. That's it. off the assembly line onto a train, onto a car carrier, then transported to them, and from their the car dealer's car wash to that spot. And I'm like, oh my God. I'm slobbing out the mouth. Oh my God, it got beautiful. And everybody coming around like, oh. And the old man, to his credit, he was like, yo, y'all can check it out, but just let me have my moment. Y'all can check it out. I don't mind y'all looking at it. I just bought it. Just let me have my moment. And so Chuck, he gets into the Corvette and closes the door, and he sits back in the vet like. And mind you, it's drizzling rain. All of us are standing out there in the rain, right? He hits the button, and the roof goes, and it goes up like this, and then you can see it collapse and then go back in the thing. And my man is sitting out there in the drizzling rain in his brand new vet with 2 miles on it, right? Like some cobalt blue vet. And his lady walks through, the ladies are standing under the shelter. And she walks over to the door. She's like, "Hey, let the roof up because it's raining." He like, no, he like tell her, go sit in the driver's seat. I mean the passenger seat. And he get in, and it's this man with his girl. This has been his chick forever, right? This dude's 70. This has been his chick since they was like in their 20s. And my man retired. He told he retired from his tech company. And listen, not Hollywood tech, everybody. When y'all hear these phrases, don't romanticize these phrases. Like, don't romanticize Maserati. Don't romanticize tech company when you hear it. This dude had his own little thing, man, where he just wrote code. All he did was wrote code for other companies. That's all he did, right? So he in there with his lady, and Chuck, he pats the gas. Yo, Soul Figure, have you ever heard somebody rev the engine on a vet? Chuck, you ever heard somebody ever rev the engine on a vet? When you hear somebody rev the engine on a vet, bro, it's like a different experience. It's like a different experience. So my man and his lady is sitting there, and it stopped raining, and it stopped raining. It's Myrtle Beach, man. So it stopped raining, stopped drizzling. He out there, man, the sun trying to peek through, and my man is out there. I walk over to him, and I was like, man, I got to get me one of these. And he was like, man, take your time, big fella. Take your time. I'll never forget that as long as I live. We in the beach, and this dude, and I'm like, man, golly, boy, that vet is beautiful. I mean, beautiful. It wouldn't be like how I designed it. Like, it was like cobalt blue with black leather interior. Everything black, jet black. But because for my money, I like the interior to be lighter than the exterior color. That's just what I like. You know what I'm saying? And I know others are different. But yeah, you talking about being impressed by a car? That 2018 Corvette. And the thing about it is about 2 years earlier, me and Mo was at another place looking to buy a truck. We bought I think it was like 2014, like 2015. So we bought a slightly used, maybe like we bought a F-150 crew cab, and it had like maybe 30,000 miles on it. But in a showroom, they had the burnt orange super vet. Whatever the vet was at the time, it was the ultimate package on it.
Z06?
It might have been a Z06. Yeah, it might have been a Z06. Whatever it was in 2015. whatever the ultimate package was. And I remember Mo had a pocketbook on, and her pocketbook was raking across the vet as she looked at the sticker, and everybody was like, "Oh!" And we like, "Yo, what you doing?" And Mo was like, "Don't be yelling at me, okay, motherfucker. You gonna pay for this damn vet paint job?" You know me, I'm always thinking about money, right? Like I'm always thinking. I'll never forget that as long as I live, bro. I'm like, I'm thinking like, what the fuck? Clumsy clap, man. You that target. Hey.
Well, somebody's in trouble because they running their mouth. Uncle Freezy got yanked off screen.
Yeah, man. And she's still mad about that. Who said you had to give her pay for a Corvette paint job? Not me. Okay. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. But Chuck, we saw, bro, that car was so beautiful. They had two side by side. One is like the burnt orange, like the deep burnt orange, like not brown, but like and then like next to it, they had another color. It was like the ultimate package one was like the MSRP was like, I think it was like 128, and then they had one next to it was like the common one, and my man was like, "Yeah, we letting it go for 90." I was like, "Okay, good luck with that."
Mm-hmm.
I know who ain't gonna get it. Yeah.
120 is not bad.
Yeah, that was the MSRP. That's not what they were selling it for, though. Because it all depends on availability and all of that stuff.
Of course.
Yeah. So, because the manufacturer can suggest what they want, but the dealer can
they mark up all the time.
Yeah.
Because like you said, the demand for them will determine how much higher they are over the MSRP.
Yeah.
Some like the new Corvettes, the mid-engine joints, the Z06 that just came out, they're probably use Ferrari prices down, like $150, $160. For the new Corvettes. They look amazing. Hopefully I get to sit in one at some point.
Right.
Just to see. I need to know what a mid-engine Corvette feels like, because it should have been a mid-engine car all along.
Yeah.
Because they've been I can't find a bad year of the Corvette. I like them all.
Yeah, you don't. Nah,
I like
you
them
ain't
all.
gonna like them all. You don't like the 19s, the 20s. They look okay, but they not. The 18s, not really. I was blown away by it, but now that I look at reviews on it, people like, man, 17, 18, 19, 20, Corvette really had to do something in 21, 22. You know what I'm saying?
I think the C7 Corvette was probably the best bang for your buck.
Okay.
Probably the best bang for your buck. Because the ZR1, I don't think there's a production car that good. as powerful as the Hellcat and those are on a track, I don't think it can hang with the ZR1.
No. No. You know how much stuff you got to put in a Hellcat in order for it to even be comparable to a vet off the floor just rolling out the fan. I mean,
no, I can see. The ZR1 is maybe what 700 plus horsepower.
okay.
Hellcat is probably around the same thing because they both have superchargers, right?
Not this year. Not this year's though. This year's don't have a
Oh no, the once they moved them to the mid engine, none of them, they're all naturally aspirated as they should be.
Yeah.
They sound amazing. I'm glad they put the flat crank in it.
Yeah.
To give it that high revving scream that it's supposed to have. Being that it's mid-engine, it gives it that Ferrari-esque type sound. But the new Z06 is the best car on the market right now for the money.
Okay.
Can't beat it. Can't beat it. Can't beat it. And I think Ford is supposed to be doing something. I think they're supposed to be making something mid-engine, and that would be dope.
Yeah.
As long as it's not the Mustang. That doesn't need to be mid-engine. Let it stay what it is.
Let's say what it is, bro.
Yeah.
Because it ain't meant to be that. It was never, Mustang was never meant to be that. You know what I'm saying? It was born to be a certain thing. I say let it be that. If Ford is that thirsty to get in that market, man, just create something new. You know what I'm saying? And I know we're in a legacy era, like bring the old stuff back or redo. Like for instance, if Ford does something, does Mercury still exist? Mercury doesn't exist anymore, right?
No.
After the bailout, after Ford got that bailout money, they closed Mercury.
Right.
Like how GM had to close Pontiac,
Saturn,
and Oldsmobile.
And Oldsmobile, yeah. They had to trim the fat. So no, they shouldn't. For the Mustang, like I said, is a classic. They don't have to do anything with that platform. Now, I heard that they're supposed to be making it electric. The next Mustang to come out is going to be all electric.
Yeah, as well it should.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for an artificial exhaust system.
Right.
Mustang has a certain rumble, has a certain pitch, certain sound. It does not sound like a Chevy. You will never confuse a Ford V8 with a Chevy V8 ever.
Right. Now I get it. I'm just thinking about the planet. You know what I'm saying? There's something, certain sensibilities we probably gonna have to get away from, man. We have to start being, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
like,
sir.
you know, for instance, like the old timers used to drive them horse and wagon, and they used to have a relationship with their horse. You know what I'm saying? They used to get up early in the morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning, go out there and feed that horse, brush that horse, walk that horse, put that horse out there in the corral. You know what I'm saying? They used to do and be like, man, ain't no old tractor. That's all it is. Ain't nothing but a little tractor. I'm talking about a car. Ain't nothing but but a little tractor. You know what I'm saying? It's like in the 20s, right? Like 20s and 30s. And I don't know the story. My uncles and them used to tell me these stories, so I don't know these firsthand. But it was like, man, you couldn't hardly get them to ride in the truck uptown. They want to go out there and get Winnie and Nelson and hook them to the wagon and take the wagon. Right, and I'm just making up two people name. I don't know. I'm talking about Winnie and Nelson. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Yeah, but as we get older, man, with technology and stuff, we probably gonna have to move away from the rumble of the Mustang in order to save the environment. It's kind of like, if 30 years ago I told Chuck he can watch movies on his phone, Chuck would be like, nah, I'm gonna just go down to Blockbuster, man, and rent Rocky IV. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yo, I would just go down to Blockbuster and rent Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and pick up a 6-pack. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, yeah, man. As technology improves, bro, we probably have to get away from some of our old school sensibilities and enjoy new sensibilities. You know what I'm saying? Like
Go ahead.
Like for instance, how important as the Rumble compared to an iPhone charger? Which one would you rather prefer? Which one would you prefer? Like if you're on the inside, you're like, I need my phone on 27%, but my car sound like a lion, though. I mean,
yeah, I'm one of those. I'm sorry, I'm on that side of the fence. I rather hear that low rumble or that high pitched scream.
Right.
But with the way technology is, I'm more than certain they will have some type of artificial muffler noise to pacify guys such as myself,
to compensate. Yeah,
right.
Yeah,
because Ferrari was having that issue now that they switched over to turbo engines, so you don't get that high pitch quintessential Ferrari sound.
Like Hellcat is the man. I heard a Hellcat, man. My homeboy Mac, man. He is what you call a used car salesman to his heart, right? To his heart, bro. He a car salesman, bro. Chuck, he'll come to you right now. I guarantee you, bro. I guarantee you, he could sell you 40 cases of seltzer water right now.
Okay.
I guarantee it. I guarantee it. And you'd be like, Mac, what am I gonna do with 40 cases of seltzer water? Right? But he can do it.
Right.
He can do it. He a salesman, bro. Like legit, like I'm good at sales. He is great he is elite at sales, bro. He is elite. I saw a dude, I saw him talk a dude into buying a car for him and his wife. The dude was like, nah, man, I'm just looking. I was hanging out with Mac. The dude was like, man, nah, man, I'm just looking. I don't need no pussy salesman. An hour later, he was thanking Mac. He hugged Mac. They was taking pictures, selfies together. I swear to God, Chuck. A dude, he from Kansas City. He was like, I think that might have been the day, but the dude could sell. Either way, I might have the story wrong, but either way, that man can flat out sell. Right? But yeah, man. That Hellcat, he brought a Hellcat to work one day, bro. and that high pitched thing came from the intake. It was like some type of is it a Flowmaster? Is that what they call it? The intake?
The intake?
It was some kind of intake thing that give it more horsepower. But at
Are
the same
you talking about the exhaust system? Because the exhaust system, a brand would be Flowmaster or Hush or MagnaFlow or Corsa.
It was something that to give the car like 100 horsepower, and it went, and the Hellcat went from like a whoa to like a like noise. It was crazy,
okay.
bro.
Okay, he probably put an X pipe. Probably put an X pipe on it. If it went from a low to a high, he definitely put an X pipe. X pipe pushes the car into a higher rev range. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Nah, ain't nah. But and they gave it all this extra horsepower, and bro, listen. In terms of speed, I don't really care, because to me, once you get to 100, you driving too fast anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm talking about on streets. You know what I'm saying? On street, 100
right.
When you get on, even I'll be on 95, bro. Like I'll be on 95. And I'll be doing like 82, 83, and a 70. That's fast, too fast, right? Whatever. Be safe out there, y'all. When y'all driving, be safe. But I saw a dude driving a Porsche, bro. I saw way back, about a half a mile. I could see the light blinking, like boop, boop, like that. You know how you look in your mirror, you can see like the lights.
Yeah.
Like he flashing people to get over so he can get around. Bro, now mind you, I'm doing like 82, 83 on 95. I'm cruising. That joker passed me so fast that my car was
oh yeah.
And I was in the SUV, bro. I mean, I'm telling you.
He was doing 100 and some change.
Yeah. To say the least, we was right at. I was in North Georgia somewhere, probably in the Augusta area, headed home. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, the whip I'm driving has all the safety stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like when I park my whip, when I park it, like it settles. It's like the air conditioner is like gets close to the ground or whatever. You get in, you crank it up. You know what I'm saying? It feels raise up off the ground a little bit. That's what when Hoodie Cab said. When Hoodie Cab and his dumb Hoodie Cab so country, bro. Hoodie Cab is as country as a Hoodie Cab country, right? Right. So Hoodie Cab got in the car and crank up, right? And he started grabbing. So I'm like, hey. Hoodie Cab like jamming on, and I'm like, Hoodie Cab, this is a 4MATIC. Ain't no pull the thing. Ain't no, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, just touch it with your finger. I'm like, you ready to just touch it? Just touch it with your finger. It'll go and drive. Like, just tap it. And when you in drive, you know what I'm saying? When you ready to park, you know what I'm saying? Just hit the button. You know what I'm saying? It'll park, you know what I'm saying? Hoodie Cat like, hey, how you work this thing? But anyway, we get in. Hoodie Cab crank it up, and the car kind of, you know what I'm saying, gets off the ground because of like how I like to drive on my settings, right? Mm-hmm. Hoodie Cab crank up, all of the seats start moving, and Jay, like, hey, what's going on? I'm like, Hoodie Cab, you drove a Toyota your whole life. You ain't never. Hoodie Cab, you drove a Toyota Corolla your whole life, bro. So, but anyway, I said all that to say, when that car passed me, bro, even with all those features on my car, that car was so fast. My car was rocking. Like the people in my car was like, oh, wow, that car got to be doing 200 miles an hour. Chuck, I know that car wasn't doing 200 miles per hour, bro, but it sure did feel like it, bro.
It could have been close to it. Somebody driving like that, and they got their lights on. Oh yeah, they getting it.
Yeah, they getting it, bro. They getting it. But the thing is now, mind you, think about what I said. I said they about a half a mile, they blink, and the next thing you know, my car like on 95. 95 a straight shot. So when you're looking at, you could see, unless it's a hill or something, you could see people about a mile back. If you look at, yeah, they way back there. You know what I'm saying? Half a mile probably is. A mile may be exaggerating. Let's say half a mile. So I see the thing, and next thing you know, hey, wow, this car is doing every bit of 150.
Yeah.
Bro. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So, all right. What else we got, boss? I guess I talked you to death about the Knicks one day and cause the next day, man.
Man, listen, you definitely in my wheelhouse, brother. Cars. Right. You go to my grandma's house. You go on her barn. There's so many die-cast model cars that I've had from early 80s. Right. Every bit of money I got, we was going to the 5 and dime. Right. Oh yeah. You best believe the little bit of money I got in my pocket, I'm buying one of those.
Using them greenbacks. You remember greenbacks?
Yes.
Going there with a book of greenbacks. Yeah, man. Yeah,
greenback stamps. Yes, sir.
Yep. Hey, Soul Finger. Hey, so Chuck, I got a movie for us to review tomorrow on the channel.
Okay.
And Soul Finger, I don't know if you remember this movie or not, or if you have seen it. Right? It's a movie called The Silence of the Lambs.
Absolutely.
Soul Finger, you wanna review, you wanna break down, you wanna get into that mental bag for The Silence of the Lambs? Chuck, when's the last time you saw The Silence of the Lambs?
Kidneys with some fava beans. Yo, to be honest, I just watched that movie like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Because it was on the Roku channel. It's Silence of the Lambs, Red Dragon, Hannibal Rising, and it's another one. It's another one that I believe I'm missing. And I watched all of them.
Bro, it's crazy.
It is a great movie. It's yeah, we can definitely do that for sure.
All right, Soul Finger, you with it? All right, so let's do it. So Saturday night we'll review The Silence of the Lambs right here on Vibes and Stuff. You know what I'm saying? We'll do that, man. I get my popcorn ready. And then we'll, you know what I'm saying, try to come up with some type of thing, and I'll try to do a little promo for Blorn's Tears later on for that, so that when we do the Knicks Morning Drive later on, what time is it now? So it's at something like after 10. So I gotta do like some updating to OBS and all that stuff. So it'll be the Knicks Morning Drive, but it'll probably be afternoon time. But I'm gonna try to do a little thing to put on OBS so it'll play. Hopefully OBS won't be tripping like it was yesterday. But that's all I got, Chuck. Hey man, hey, have a good weekend, everybody.
Put the lotion on your skin or get the hose again. Yo, I love that movie. Yes, I can't wait to do it. Hey, fam, thanks for coming and kicking it with us. We'll be back here on Monday. Make sure you check us out tomorrow for our movie review of Silence of the Lambs. Until then, vibrant ones. Peace.
Peace, y'all.